So I've heard players say, including myself, I feared Mike. I've heard players in your generation say they feared Kobe. I've never really heard any players say they fear LeBron.
And then like the generation, they talk so much shit about the game today. And it make you go back and watch the game back then. And it makes you not even want to appreciate it no more like I did when I was a kid. Like it's like.
Here's a rewritten and enhanced version with stronger flow, sharper language, and a more dramatic tone. These were the moments when Shaquille O'Neal openly challenged LeBron James' legacy, not out of spite, but out of conviction. For more than a decade, Shaq has consistently voiced opinions that much of the modern media seems hesitant to confront. And in March 2024, he made remarks that sent shockwaves across the basketball world. This isn't about tearing LeBron down. Let's make that clear from the beginning. The real question is why one of the most dominant centers in NBA history, a man who shared the locker room with LeBron, repeatedly stopped short of labeling him the greatest of all time. Shaq's perspective carries weight because he has lived the game at its highest level. When Shaq spoke about fear, about killer instinct, and about the subtle but crucial difference between LeBron and the legends who defined previous eras, it reignited a debate that never truly goes away. Those who watched Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant rule with ruthless dominance have long pointed to an intangible edge, something beyond statistics, that defined greatness in their eyes. Then came March 2024. On an episode of the Big Podcast featuring former teammate Mario Chalmers, Shaq made a statement that struck directly at the heart of the GOAT conversation. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. But it was powerful. And once said it couldn't be taken back. And his exact words were these.
So I've heard players say, including myself, I feared Mike. I've heard players in your generation say they feared Kobe. I've never really heard any players say they fear LeBron.
And when he was pushed to clarify, Shaq didn't flinch. He doubled down without a second thought. LeBron responded on Instagram, pointing to his historic streak of consecutive double-digit scoring games, a run longer than Shaq's entire career. It's an impressive statistic, no doubt, but it also sidesteps the core of the argument. Because this debate isn't about numbers, it's about presence. It's about fear, and according to Shaq, that's the missing piece. When the conversation turns to the greatest to ever play the game, fear isn't just a detail, it's a defining trait. Mario Chalmers, who won 2 championships as LeBron's teammate in Miami, expanded on that very point. He explained why opponents never seemed to fear LeBron the way they feared Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. And the reasoning he gave was revealing.
I didn't think players really feared LeBron like they did Jordan.
I never heard anybody say it.
And it's not that you shouldn't fear LeBron. I just think at the end of the day, LeBron has been through so much that he wanted to be liked. So it was kind of like,
he is a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do things now where like people like me, people respect me.
Here's a rewritten and more polished version with stronger structure, tighter pacing, and a more dramatic narrative tone. LeBron has always wanted to be liked. On the surface, that sounds admirable, even refreshing. But when you place that mindset next to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. They weren't interested in being liked. They wanted to break you. They wanted opponents lying awake at night, dreading the next matchup. Approval was irrelevant. Fear was everything. This conversation didn't suddenly begin in 2024. It goes back much further. In November 2011, Shaq released his memoir, Shaq Uncut, My Story. What he revealed about his lone season alongside LeBron in Cleveland, 2009 to 2010, painted a troubling picture, one that rarely gets discussed. Shaq described a culture where LeBron operated under a different set of rules. According to him, head coach Mike Brown treated LeBron carefully, almost cautiously. The organization, Shaq suggested, was so afraid of losing its superstar that accountability became selective. He recounted a film session moment. LeBron failed to get back on defense after a missed shot. No criticism. No correction. But on the very next clip, when Mo Williams made a similar mistake, Brown immediately called him out. Yo, Mo, we can't have that. The inconsistency didn't go unnoticed. Shaq wrote that teammate Delonte West confronted the double standard, insisting that everyone should be held accountable. Yet nothing changed. LeBron remained untouchable. It raises an uncomfortable question. Could you imagine Phil Jackson allowing Jordan or Kobe to skip defensive assignments without consequence? Would they have been shielded from criticism? History suggests otherwise. With them, accountability was non-negotiable. Shaq also reflected on LeBron's performances in the 2010 Eastern Conference Finals against Boston and the 2011 NBA Finals against Dallas. His words carried weight because he wasn't speaking as an outsider, he had been inside the locker room. There's no question in Game 5, LeBron was kind of out of it, Shaq wrote. I always believed he could turn it on at any moment, but for some reason he didn't. Not against the Celtics in 2010 and not against the Mavericks in 2011. It was weird. He described watching the Dallas series and seeing LeBron pass up clean, open looks, even in critical moments. It's one thing to be a passer, Shaq implied, but you're supposed to be the one. Coming from someone who won championships with both LeBron and Kobe, those observations weren't casual criticism. They were comparisons shaped by experience. When discussing coaching dynamics, Shaq suggested that while LeBron didn't always fully embrace Mike Brown's authority, Kobe, regardless of friction, would assume control in his own way. The implication wasn't subtle. Kobe possessed an unquestioned alpha mentality. Then in June 2015, Shaq appeared on The Dan Patrick Show. When asked directly to choose between Kobe or LeBron, he didn't pause. He didn't hedge. His answer was immediate, and that decisiveness spoke volumes.
What about Kobe and LeBron in their prime?
Well, I'll play with both of them, and Kobe has that killer instinct, and I'll probably have to go with Kobe.
Killer instinct. That phrase keeps resurfacing because it's the line that separates the great from the untouchable. It's what made Michael Jordan demand the final shot every single time, whether he'd been on fire or ice cold all night. It's what drove Kobe Bryant to score 81 points, refusing to let his team walk off the floor defeated. That relentless, almost ruthless refusal to fail, that's what people mean when they talk about killer instinct. Later that same year, during an ESPN promotional event in Hong Kong, Shaq expanded on the comparison, and what he said spoke volumes. Young LeBron was more like Magic Johnson, Shaq explained. He was sort of like Magic with Jordan's abilities. He liked to pass, he liked to get others involved. But Mike was Mike. He was just special like no one else. Notice the distinction. Shaq didn't frame LeBron as the next Jordan. He likened him to Magic, one of the greatest to ever play, unquestionably top 5 all time. But Magic, for most fans and analysts, doesn't sit at the very top of the GOAT mountain. And in Shaq's view, neither does LeBron. Then came June 2021. LeBron publicly criticized the NBA's condensed schedule after a wave of injuries hit the league. Many players agreed. But Shaq wasn't sympathetic. Not even close. For him, greatness doesn't complain about the conditions, it adapts, endures, and dominates anyway.
If you're making $30 million, 80 games is good enough.
All right, 2 more things real quick. Go ahead.
So you want me to pay you $30 million to play 30 games? Hell no.
Right.
No. 80 games is fine, because I did it, Jerry West did it, Kareem did it, Magic did it, Bird did it, Bernard King, like all the great legends before us did it.
That's the generational divide, explained in plain terms. Jordan suited up for 82 games a season and never complained. Shaq played full seasons and imposed his will on the league. There was no load management, no public frustration about the schedule. They showed up. They competed. They dominated. They didn't look for explanations. They delivered results. Their message wasn't sent through interviews or social media. It was delivered on the court night after night. That, to many, is the difference.
I believe that an NBA player could make $1 million. And now these guys are so lucky and blessed, and they can't play basketball 3 or 4 days a week. And I know they hide behind all the analytical bullshit from their agents and people like that. What they're really trying to do is extend their career. The way the money's been and going, depending on who you are, you're going to be able to make another $50, $70, $100 million and probably more going forward if you can extend your career 2 or 3 years.
In October 2022, Shaq appeared on the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul, and this time there was no room for interpretation, no hedging, no careful wording. He laid out his stance clearly and directly, leaving no doubt about where he stood.
I think the greatest player is Michael Jordan. LeBron is about to do something that hasn't been done in a long time, but for me it's always Dr. J and Michael Jordan and Magic and those guys.
Shaq revealed his official top 10 players of all time, and the ranking speaks louder than any debate or stat line. The order makes it crystal clear where LeBron truly fits in the hierarchy of basketball legends.
Curry at the 1.
Curry, okay.
Kobe at the 2. Jordan at the 3. Tim Duncan at the 4.
Okay.
And me at the 5.
And make no mistake, This isn't some casual hot take from a talking head who's never set foot on the court. This comes from Shaq, a 15-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, a player who shared locker rooms with both LeBron and Kobe, and someone who has seen greatness up close. After decades of competing, watching, and analyzing, his conclusion is unmistakable. Jordan is the GOAT. Kobe is number 2. LeBron is number 3. What's even more telling? Shaq has repeatedly left LeBron off his all-time starting 5 selections, a statement that speaks louder than any interview or critique ever could. On the big podcast, Shaq also tackled LeBron's longevity stats, the ones fans love to cite, and provided the context that gets conveniently ignored. When asked whether today's NBA is less physical, his answer was clear, confident, and grounded in decades of first-hand experience.
But you know, our game is supposed to be more structured. Well, this game we're watching now, I don't know what the f we're watching now.
They say, yeah, I said the 90s and 80s was way harder than this. You guys, this is like kind of soft.
Like right now, you get a flagrant foul, you get fined and suspended. Like guys ain't even fouling hard no more. Back before I played, it was crazy, but when I played, it was crazy. But even before, like the 80s going to 90s, it was probably more physical then. But
LeBron's longevity is remarkable, and becoming the all-time leading scorer is no small feat, but context matters. He achieved those numbers in an era where hand-checking is banned, and even a borderline hard foul can earn a flagrant call or suspension. Compare that to Jordan, who put up historic stats while being physically crushed by the bad boy Pistons, or Kobe, who dominated in a league where tough physical defense was still allowed. LeBron, by contrast, gets the whistle for almost any contact. Shaq didn't hold back. He addressed the modern players directly, voicing his frustration in no uncertain terms, and it was impossible to ignore.
When people get mad, it's just a product of what I see. I've seen what greatness is. Been there, played with it. I don't see that all the time over here.
When someone accused him of hating, Shaq didn't flinch. He responded firmly, leaving no room for doubt or second-guessing.
It never happens. You call it hate if you want. But even with the word hate, like these kids that like to throw that word around. If you ain't great and I'm great, how the f can I hate on you? That don't make no sense.
That's not hate. That's standard. Shaq didn't mince words. It's someone who competed against the best, refusing to lower the bar just because the current generation has polished PR teams and social media campaigns. And Shaq isn't the only one. That's what makes this perspective so powerful. Even Charles Barkley weighed in on the Bill Simmons podcast, offering his own blunt take on LeBron and his camp.
If you do not say he's the greatest of all time, you're committing treason.
Scottie Pippen added his voice to the conversation on ESPN's First Take in February 2019, saying,
When I look at LeBron, he's not what Michael was as a player. He's not even what Kobe Bryant was as a player. When you talk about trying to compare Michael's instinct, his ability to take over games, his ability to want to have that last shot.
And demoralize you.
And, yes.
And scare the living hell out of you.
LeBron doesn't have that gene.
Kevin Garnett weighed in as well, joining Bill Simmons and Adam Sandler on a 2019 podcast to reflect on the Celtics' victory over LeBron's Cavaliers, saying,
Nothing? Man, listen, let me say something to you. The C's, we didn't give a fuck about LeBron. We didn't fear LeBron, and we didn't think that he can beat all 5 of us. And that's how it felt. He was trying to consolidate because he didn't want the pressure on him.
Even Magic Johnson added his perspective. At InvestFest 2025, when asked to compare Jordan and LeBron, he said,
Don't get it twisted. I love LeBron, but no.
This isn't some bitter old player with an axe to grind. This is a chorus of the greatest players in basketball history, all saying the same thing. LeBron is great, but he's not Michael. He's not Kobe. He doesn't have what they had, and he never will. Shaq has defended LeBron at times, and being fair means acknowledging that complexity. On Drink Champs in October 2022, he challenged the killer instinct criticism. If you don't have killer instinct, how do you get 38,000 points? On the Big Podcast with JJ Redick in 2024, he called LeBron the greatest young leader I've ever seen, and admitted, when I got to Cleveland with Bron already had that under control. I was super impressed. Shaq isn't dismissing LeBron or pretending he isn't great. He's drawing a line. He's defining the difference between all-time great and greatest of all time. LeBron is an all-time great, a top 3 player with accomplishments that may never be duplicated. But he isn't the greatest. He doesn't have the fear factor that made opponents dread facing Jordan. He doesn't have the killer instinct that drove Kobe to score 81. He started the super team era instead of conquering the competition the old-fashioned way. He plays in a softer era, one with inflated statistics, protective rules, and whistles for almost any contact. Put him side by side with Jordan and Kobe. Compare mentality, clutch performance, the psychological dominance, the physical edge, and LeBron comes up short every single time. Shaq's perspective matters because he lived it. He's a 15-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP. He dominated an era far more physical and competitive than today's game. He played with both LeBron and Kobe, giving him direct, first-hand comparison points that none of us have. After decades of competing, observing, and analyzing, his conclusion is clear. Jordan is the GOAT. Kobe is number 2. LeBron is number 3. That's not hate. That's not disrespect. That's the truth from someone who knows what greatness looks like up close, who competed against the best and won at the highest level. The dark truth Shaq exposes isn't that LeBron is bad or overrated in the traditional sense. It's that, despite all his accomplishments, all his stats, all the media hype, and all the curated narratives, LeBron still lacks what made Jordan and Kobe truly great. That he doesn't inspire fear. He doesn't demand the ball in clutch moments. He wanted to be liked instead of feared, noble in intention but fatal in the arena of basketball greatness. And in that arena, being feared matters more than anything else. And no matter how many points he scores, no matter how long he plays, no matter how much the media tries to rewrite history, LeBron will never be the greatest. Shaq has been telling us this for over a decade. Maybe it's finally time to start listening.